Molweni, my name is ANDYMKOSI, a documentary photographer originally from Cape Town, currently based in Johannesburg. In 2022, early 2022, I had began filming myself talking about some of my archive, some of the projects that I've made, some of the frames, images, and anything that pertains like the work that I've done in photography over the years. And I felt like it was time that I sort of speak about some of these frames and share with you guys and build a community around like the narratives. I began with my project Langa My Love. I did a few images where I spoke about them, the stories and the context around those particular images, but I kind of stopped. I feel like it's a nice exercise to do for myself as a photographer and just also to leave an archive. And I think also I was doing my research last night. I came across similar videos that documentary photographer Cedric Nunn had done for his archive and his work, and it sort of like cemented and reaffirmed that idea that I had last year. So I thought, let me circle back to it and carry on. But this time around, I want to begin or pick up with a new project that I want to speak on and just elaborate on. And like pick certain frames from it, and I've been thinking about this project for a while. The title of the project is MIDGROOVE. Some of you might know it, black and white images made in party spaces, club spaces, just like gatherings in South Africa in terms of culture, etc. So in 2019, when I moved to Joburg to study at the Market Photo Workshop, the one thing that I enjoyed doing was going to clubs because it was a new city. I needed to understand what was going on, the key players, and sort of just like familiarize myself with the culture in Johannesburg, because it is somewhat like very different to what I was used to in Cape Town. And so what I started doing every Friday, I would like go attend whatever was happening in the city, be it Bram, Maboneng, wherever it was happening at, Soweto. I would like try and locate these different parties and go to them, immerse myself and document. But the way that I wanted to document was finding moments, like just finding these beautiful moments, quiet moments in a noisy club, moments of romance in a busy club where people are looking for someone to go home with, moments of happiness, moments of embrace, people smoking, like just tell the story of what happens in the context of groove, hence the title MIDGROOVE. In the midst of groove, find the things that are happening and that stood out for me in particular. And I think the one party that I ended up becoming a resident photographer for cemented this project, and this is where this is where I built this project around as a resident photographer for a party curated by Jackie Queens called Surreal Electronica. So I would go to Surreal Electronica. Obviously, I needed to be there as a photographer, but mine wasn't to like get people posing and all of that, because number one, it doesn't match my personality. I'm not one to approach you, but I want to make a picture of you in a moment of whatever you are doing. You know, catches are as a moment, and so yeah, Jackie and I had an agreement. Please come and document my parties, and yeah, I'll pay you and you do your thing. Sure. So yeah, I became a resident photographer for Surreal Electronica between 2019 and I think, let's say 2021 at the most. And in between, obviously, I'd go to other parties, but this is where I built the core of this project, using Surreal Electronica as a space of, I don't want to say research, but a space of finding a space of understanding, a space of observing, and a space where I could recognize these frames that I was looking for in building this project called MIDGROOVE. I chose to photograph it in black and white because, to be honest with you, my camera at the time and the equipment mainly that I was using wasn't built for low light conditions, which was the case in many of the parties that I photographed at or documented at. And so I had this 24 millimeter pancake lens, which I used with my Canon 7D. And those are the only things I use. I didn't use a flash and nothing. And I would intentionally like bump up my ISO all the way up to get that grain, you know. And yeah, I want to spend this time talking to you guys, sharing some of these frames, and talking through the context of the stories in the frames and the characters in the frames, because there are a lot of characters at parties, and when you spend your time observing and immersing yourself in that, you recognize a lot of things. So without further ado, this is the image that I want to start with, namhlanje. Sort of an image that like also became like so pivotal or recognizable though, like especially for iparties gajaki when they would use them for promos and stuff. It was the one image I think that sort of cemented the idea of this project. And I know this guy's name, the guy in the middle center. I'm just forgetting what his name is, this dude. Really love this picture. Funny enough, this is my cousin. See, I was with him on the day. But I will be honest though, with this image, I did use a flash. It was my first time using a flash actually, because the project was sort of attached to a client, I was a bit like anxious as to what type of exposure that they would want, because you know, like the idea of event photography is to get the who's who, who's dressed like what, doing what, you know, but I really just wanted to get the soul of the party, characters of the party, etc. So this was a moment where I was standing near the DJ booth, and I'm not too sure who was playing or performing, but it was a song that everyone just jumped up for and enjoyed, you know, like, see this dude here, you can see the expression on his face as well, that Umchita, he's really enjoying Lengoma that was playing, you know, like it's sort of, this picture like shows these individuals that are at a club on a Friday night, probably like many of them have just come back from work, and this is their way of unwinding and having fun and loosening up after a long week of work. And what better way to do it than to congregate around the sounds of house music, house DJs. I really love how this guy is centered in this image, you know, like, and his hands are up and they open. You can tell he doesn't care where he is as long as he's enjoying himself. And you can see how like congested it is, like just speaks to how music brings everyone together regardless of race, culture, whatever the case is. It just brings all of us together, and what better place to find that than at a party, at a club, you know. See, this dude here is in it, he's lost in it, you know. Yeah, and the infamous patterns of the Kitchener's wall. Yeah, man, and finding this dude wanting to record the moment. If you're looking at this video and you are this dude with the phone, please send me this video. I'm probably a part of it. But yeah, like super great times. Started in 2019, but then I had to slow down because of COVID at the time, because it was lockdown and not a lot of people were curating stuff obviously during that time. Gave me time to think about the project as well during lockdown, and yeah, sort of re-understand what it is I was doing with this project and recall and readjust if need be. And yeah, man, I kind of like the fact that Jackie didn't limit me in the way that I would document her parties, and the style that I was using gave the event an identity of sorts in terms of photography. Like deliberately I chose to use black and white because I don't know, there's just something about black and white for me that like makes sense. I kind of struggled a bit with balancing colors, or I don't know, but yeah, for me black and white speaks like a lot. It says a lot, and I'm able to do a lot with black and white, especially with the equipment that I was using, which was kind of limiting a bit. But with black and white I could bring my own artistic feel for the project, which ended up like being the statement and the main identifier for the project and the images. But yeah guys, I'll do more frames. Project I'm concentrating on is MIDGROOVE, and my name is ANDYMKOSI, documentary photographer from South Africa.